Hiya. By the end of this video, I want you to be able to write or have written an email that helps you convert critics into customers. The context for this is that I wrote an article about an email I received from ConvertFlow, an e-commerce funnel builder, which I thought was a really good example of turning critical comments about some aspect of your product or service or business into sales. In this video, I'm going to go back to step one and try to create an email like this from scratch on the screen. So you can either follow along as you go or watch it back and use the process to create an email like this for yourself. This could be a really valuable asset to your business because everyone, and probably more so as you become more successful and more people get their eyes on what you do, you can either respond negatively to criticism or you can use it to your advantage and turn it into an asset. And this is one way of doing that. So without further ado, let's do it. Okay, so as a brief reminder, this is the original email that I received from Michael at ConvertFlow that inspired what we're doing here. The basic structure is he starts with quotes about, which are basically comments, probably not direct quotes, but generalized comments that they receive at ConvertFlow about pop-ups, which is part of the product. He then sort of addresses that, explains and demonstrates why it's a limiting belief to say that all pop-ups don't work. He shows that the reality is that bad pop-ups don't work, good pop-ups do. This is the criteria for a good pop-up. This is the benefit of using good pop-ups. You increase sales and revenue across all stages of the funnel. And here's how to do it. You use ConvertFlow's guide and software to create good pop-ups, basically. And then there's a PS that's just reminding you that testing is a key component of marketing. And the best way to know whether it's going to work for you is to give it a go, see what happens. So we can use that basic structure for pretty much any market and any product and any application, which is what I'm going to do here. So I'm going to start with a completely blank document. I don't really know what I'm going to do, which hopefully is helpful for you because you might not have a clue how to do this for your own business either. I'm going to make the assumption that you have a business, you have a list and you have an offer. If you don't, then that's cool. Hopefully you can still learn something from this and you might be doing it for a client. And so I think the best way, with that in mind, I think the best way to demonstrate this is to write an email for my business, or a business that I run with my wife, Maria. It's a local healthcare clinic, and we provide pregnancy ultrasound scans. So to tell you the truth, it's not our best business to demonstrate this with because we very rarely get any negative comments. Assuming all is well with the pregnancy when they have the scan, it tends to be an incredible experience for our clients. And so 99.9% of people leave feedback and it's all positive pretty much. That said, one of the questions we ask in our feedback form is, what's the one thing that might have prevented you from booking a scan? And the most common answer to that is price. So our scans are twice as long and, in my opinion, twice as good as most of our competitors, which means we obviously charge a lot more than our competitors. And so, a direct price comparison with the alternatives, we are very expensive. In terms of value, we're not. And obviously some people see that because they continue to have a scan anyway. Nevertheless, that is a big objection to utilising our services. So it's something we need to address, and we do address. And so I think this would make a good email to write. So that's the idea. I'm going to write this critics to customers email, like Michael did, using that as the criticism or the objection. Price. So to get started, I think we've got some quotes along these lines on our website. So I'm going to start there. As you can see, we address objections head on in our testimonials. Here we go. So the price might have prevented me from booking, so what I'm going to do is add that to here. Just going to copy and paste it. This is our most expensive service. There we go. I was initially ignoring the typo, which I will correct later. Price, we want the negative comments first. So this is part of the same testimonial or feedback, but I'm going to treat it as two separate ones. Cause there we go. So that's a start. That should get us going. Before we move on, I just want to say a common misconception about copy, and especially emails, is that you need to invent something from scratch. You can, and it makes sense to utilise the assets you've already got. In this case, direct quotes from customers. If you don't have them, that's fine. You can find quotes on forums, you can find quotes on social media. You can make up quotes based on comments you've received in the past that kind of get to the gist of it, which is, I suspect, is what Michael at ConvertFlow did. But it doesn't have to be difficult. Don't have to use a blank page. Okay, so let's just go back to... No, let's not go back. So we've got this is our lead, based on the form template that Michael used. So I'm just going to make up a headline. Your scans are too expensive. Right, which basically sums up all of the quotes below. So let's call that the subject line. And that is the gist of a comment we've received from somebody who had this objection and didn't book a scan. And we get that quite a lot with people trying to... what they're getting at is, can you give me a discount? And the answer, of course, is always no. But, you know, it's a good way of getting someone's attention, like Michael did with pop-ups don't work. Okay, so that's the headline and the lead. Done. What did Michael do next? All typical comments we hear about pop-ups, but here's the thing. So he's sort of like reversing that. So let's say all these are all direct. These are all these are all comments we've got from clients. And then Michael said, but here's the thing. So saying these are all comments received from clients, but now we want to demonstrate that they're why they're limited, why those comments and beliefs are limiting the value that potential customers get. So here's the thing. So in the pop-ups context, making blanket assumptions like this is a surefire way to miss out on opportunities and stunt your business growth. It's akin to building a bad website, then saying all websites don't work, or running a bad ad, then saying all advertising doesn't work. So, applied to this situation, what I want to say, I think, is that yes, our scans might be more expensive than the alternatives, but it's an apple to oranges comparison. It's like saying it was more expensive to go to a Michelin star restaurant than McDonald's. Right, it's completely different. Both food, but the value you receive is totally different. So how do we communicate that? Might use that exact example. Assuming that to receive at sneaker peek, which is the name of the business. Peek is the assuming that is the same as a scan anywhere else. The comments is the same as anywhere else. Any other private pregnancy scan. It's like comparing a Michelin star meal with a McDonald's Happy Meal. I might change this later, but we'll just keep moving forward. Not time for editing right now. Okay. And then here's the reality. Bad pop-ups don't work, bad pop-ups are annoying, bad pop-ups are bad. So we're telling them, like, this is the truth. Okay, so here's the truth. Rushed scans are cheaper. So what I'm doing here is contrasting the value of the scans that we provide against the scans that customers are comparing the prices of. And the main differences are that ours are longer, they're safer, another difference is that the scans elsewhere could be with any Tom, Dick or Harry that's reasonably qualified to do scans, but with us it's always with Maria. Low quality scans are cheaper. Alright, so the next part is, but if they're shown at the right time to the right audience with a compelling offer, your pop-ups will be a key part of your roadmap. Okay, so what we want to do here, this is the criteria for a good pop-up versus a bad pop-up. So we want to show them the criteria for a good pregnancy scan. So but if you have a pregnancy scan at the right time with a good sonographer, long appointment, then the scan might be more expensive, but it will also be a much better experience. Produce better quality images of your baby that you can cherish forever, and also be a much safer scan. Yes. A much more memorable experience. And results in better quality image of your baby that you can cherish forever. Okay, that's good enough. Let's move on. So the next bit is, and they won't, and it won't. So Michael says these are criteria that will lead to a better, for pop-ups that will lead to a better website experience, and they won't just secure a few sign-ups either. There'll be a heavyweight player in how you drive list growth, sales, and revenue across all stages of the funnel. So, what he's saying here is this is the criteria. The fact is that it will produce a better website experience if you design pop-ups with this criteria in mind. And these are the benefits of doing so. So, where have I gone? What we're looking for here is the benefit. So okay, so and it won't experience in the moment. It will be something you remember and cherish with your family for the rest of your life. It was something you and your family will cherish for the rest of your lives. Okay, so the next part. So where can you find a scan like this? Save a better experience, and you'll walk away with top quality with high quality images of your baby. The scan like this won't be a better experience in the moment. It was something you and your family would cherish for the rest of your lives. So where can you find such a scan? Right here with me at Sneak a Peek Ultrasound. And this is where Michael goes, okay, so you design pop-ups, this is how you do it, design pop-ups with ConvertFlow. Bam, here you go. What I'm going to do, in fact, is modify it slightly, and I'm going to share some positive comments from clients, from people who, despite their trepidations about the price, went on to book and what their experience was like. So let's go back to the sales page. So the price might have prevented me from booking, but Maria made the scan incredibly special for us. It felt like she cared about our experience and she took the time to explain everything in detail. There we go. Ugh. Paste without formatting. Paste without formatting, girl. Okay. So I was initially put off by the price. Okay, I've had scans for £40 cheaper, but trying to someone to have our other 5 children for more than an hour wouldn't have been easy, especially so I decided to have a scan with the nearest listing. What I found was that Maria took her time, explained everything, and answered all of my questions, which is very reassuring. At other places, you are more rushed. With Maria, we explored my baby's body and found that he looks perfect and content. She's also a lovely lady and made us feel very welcome and comfortable. I can't fault our experience, it was 100% worth the price. Woof. Okay. Let's use some version of that, cut and paste. That's a nice little quote. So much nice stuff here, it's hard to narrow it down to the punchline. Okay. Alright, I think I've probably got enough in there already to work with, so okay. There are a couple of ways I could do this. I could either use this quote again and say, down here and say, I was initially a little put off by the price, ... but here's what I found. Or I could just share the positive side of it in contrast to the negatives at the top. I'm not really sure which is best, to tell you the truth, so let's just have a little go, see what happens. Some comments from clients who booked a scan, had a scan, despite their initial trepidation about price. Initial hesitation is probably a better word. Simpler. Yeah, let's say that. I've had scans in the past for £40 cheaper. I'm not going to say this the comment about 5 other children, because that's kind of limited to the people that are reading this. There might be one who is experiencing the same problem, so I'm going to keep it more general than that in this context. But so I've got permission, by the way, to use these testimonials in multiple places in various forms. That's why I'm modifying it like this. But Maria took her time, explained everything, and answered all of my questions, which is very reassuring. At other places you are more rushed. With Maria, we explored my baby's body and found that he looks perfect and content. Brilliant. Just change the structure a little bit. So here's the proof. Here's the proof. Bam. Here's some proof. I'm just messing about with this because I've created this new element of the email which I need to figure out how to structure, and this, so that it flows logically. And a scan like this won't just be a better experience at the moment, it'll be something to cherish for the rest of your lives. So where can you find such a scan? Right here with me at Sneaker Bleak Ultrasound. Here's some proof. Okay. So now I just need to turn this into a call to action, right? So go from here. But if you have a pregnancy scan at the right time with a good sonographer with a long appointment, then the scan can be might be more expensive, but it will also be safer, a better experience, and you'll walk away with high quality images and videos of your baby. And a scan like this won't just be a better experience in the moment, it will be something you and your family will cherish for the rest of your lives. So where can you find such a scan? Right here with me at Sneaker Bleak Ultrasound. Here's some proof. The price might be for us to be booking, but Maria made the scan incredibly special for us. I've had scans in the past for £40 cheaper, but Maria took her time, explained everything, and answered all my questions, which is very reassuring. At other places you are more rushed. With Maria, we explored my baby's body and found that he looks perfect and content. I'm going to say you can find more stories like this on our website. A peek ultrasound.co.uk. You will also find instructions on how to book a scan, or you can simply reply to this email to arrange an appointment or with me directly. This is how Maria normally signs off. The pregnancy, Maria Birch. Bam. Okay. Cool. That's the first draft. I think that took too long. Let's review it. So, the headline is "Your scans are too expensive." This is definitely something that our prospective clients have going on in their mind at times. Some of them. So this should get their attention. And then I've just carried on with similar comments that kind of extend that theme. The price might have prevented me from booking. I was initially put off a little by the price. I've had scans for £40 cheaper. Bam. These are all comments we've received from clients. I'm going to change that a little bit. So these are all comments we receive from clients. But here's the thing. So I was going to change that. It's kind of a direct quote. But here's the thing. How else can I phrase that? Let's move on from it. The comments all assume that a scan at Sneaky Peek is the same as any other pregnancy scan. It's like comparing a Michelin star meal with a McDonald's Happy Meal. They all assume that a scan at Sneaky Peek is the same as any other pregnancy scan. In reality, it's like comparing a Michelin star meal with a McDonald's Happy Meal. Rush scans are cheaper, unsafe scans are cheaper, low quality scans are cheaper. But if you have a pregnancy scan at the right time, with a good sonographer, with a long appointment, then the scan might be more expensive, but it will also be safer, a better experience, and you'll walk away with high quality images and videos of your baby. And a scan like this won't just be a better experience in the moment, it will be something you and your family cherish for the rest of your lives. So where can you find such a scan? Right here, with me, at Sneaky Peek Ultrasound. Here's some proof. Blah, blah, blah. You can find more stories like this on our website, and you will also find instructions on how to book a scan. So you will also find instructions on how to book a scan at the link above. Put visit the website above. You will also find instructions on how to book a scan, or let's make it easier to read, you can simply reply to this email to arrange an appointment with me directly. So happy and healthy pregnancy, Maria Birch. Alright, so let's there's my one rapid round of editing, just to make it flow a bit better. I'd probably do another couple, maybe one or two more edits, but it's humbly, it's pretty good already, and that's more to do with the fact that Michael's given me a good framework to use than my ability to write it. But let's just go back over why I've written it like this, and why I think it would work if you did something similar. So briefly, we've talked about the headline. This is a common objection I'm aware that my customers have, and this is pretty much what they're thinking to themselves if they're reluctant to book. So it's going to get their attention. Same here. I've now said these are all comments we receive from clients, but they all unfortunately you know what, don't think it's copyright infringement to say here, but here's the thing, it's just the best way of expressing what I want to, or leading up to what I want to express, and there's no other direct way of saying it. So but here's the thing, they all assume that a scan at Sneaky Peek is the same as any other pregnancy scan. In reality, it's like comparing a Michelin star meal with a McDonald's Happy Meal. Rush scans are cheaper, unsafe scans are cheaper, low quality scans are cheaper. But if you have a pregnancy scan at the right time, with a good sonographer, with a long appointment, then the scan might be more expensive, but it will also be safer, a better experience, blah blah blah. So that's the advantage of following this criteria for a good scan. And this is the major benefit. The whole thing is going to be good now and forever. it's a long-term investment. Here's where you find a scan with me at Sneaky Pig, and here's some proof. These are the people who initially had an objection but found that it was well worth the price. Here's where you go to learn more and book a scan if you want to, or you can just reply, which is some of our clients, a big benefit is a personal relationship they have with Maria, especially if they've had a scan with her already. So this is just giving them another way to go direct to the source and schedule an appointment with Maria, which a lot of people like to do, and then sign off. Simple as that. We could add a PS. I'm not going to, because I think it's kind of gets the point across already without a PS, but you could repeat the benefit or repeat the call to action, whatever seems best in your situation. So there we go. I hope watching this and seeing the thinking behind how to do it helps you do it for your own business or your client's business. I've got I don't like giving out my email address in public because it just results in spam and loads of emails from time wasters. But I do have a private email list for a small group of marketers, which I only allow people in by invitation or application. So if you want to join, you could, for example, respond to one of my emails and ask me a question about this and how to apply it in your situation. I'll be happy to help. There'll be an application link below this video probably. So yeah, answer questions. If accepted onto the list, to the newsletter, then you'll start receiving emails from me within a week or so. And you can just drop me a message anytime. If I can help, I will. I don't get to respond directly to everybody, but I always answer. I answer most of the questions in my emails. So, yeah, thank you for watching. I hope it's helpful, and I will maybe speak to you soon. Cheers.